What if I told you the most powerful move in politics is to do nothing? At least, nothing the old order can see. Not nothing in the sense of absence, but nothing in the sense of refusing to play the game you've been handed. That's what strategy is, and it's the difference between shaping history and getting ground to dust in somebody else's meat grinder. We're living in an era where most campaigns treat every day as a new brawl, as if politics is a test of stamina or how many hands you can shake before collapse. That's not strategy, that's attrition. It's a slugfest designed to exhaust everyone. A treadmill of press releases, door knocks, and consultant checklists that makes you feel busy while the world stays the same. And that, make no mistake, is exactly what the Axis of Endarkenment wants. They thrive on attrition. The old order's entire playbook is built on forcing their enemies to spend energy, money, and time on distractions. They want you fighting on every front, burning your resources until you finally collapse back into the arms of what's realistic. That's not a contest of vision or possibility. It's a rigged test of who can endure the most humiliation before giving up. But that's not how you win. History's greatest victories don't come from grinding people down. They come from making the old structure irrelevant. It's the difference between throwing bodies at a fortified wall and realizing you can simply walk around it, build your own road, and let the wall crumble from disuse. That's strategy. Strategy isn't about being seen everywhere. It's about knowing when to act, where to apply pressure, and when to let the other side wear themselves out chasing ghosts. This is where the principle of economy of force comes in. It means you never fight with your whole strength on a secondary front. You conserve your resources, your focus, your energy, and only commit fully when the time and place are right. When victory is inevitable, not just possible. It's the lesson of Sun Tzu and Clausewitz, but also the logic of nature and of every truly world-changing movement. When you waste your effort trying to win skirmishes on their terms, you lose sight of the real target, the terms themselves. In the campaign I'm building, I have no intention of throwing myself into the daily grind of manufactured urgency, my energy, my war chest, my attention. Every bit of it is conserved for the right moment. That's why, after the disruptive trigger in October, when the fundraising engine kicks into gear, I'm not charging into the local spectacle or playing the consultant game of being everywhere at once. I'm spending the winter executing what most will mistake for doing nothing. In truth, I'll be seeding a cultural shift that will be impossible to counter by the time anyone notices. I'm going to be taking some resources from my fundraising and putting them directly into the hands of local artists. Not for branded campaign posters, not for the usual yard signs, but for Enlightenment revivalist street art. All winter, while the establishment expects to see me at pancake breakfasts, I'll be a patron of genuine cultural creation. Murals, wheat pastes, sculptures, found art installations, works inspired by the ideals of the Enlightenment, by liberty, sovereignty, and the right to a home. All scattered throughout the district with zero context and zero explanation. No candidate names, no slogans, just the philosophy itself, alive on brick, concrete, and barn wood. Why? Because culture is upstream of politics. If you want to shift a district, you don't start by demanding people believe in you. You start by making them feel something has changed. You plant questions, not answers. You give people a riddle to solve, something to talk about at breakfast, something for kids to point out on the way to school. This isn't advertising, it's reprogramming the background music of daily life. By the time the snows melt and spring comes, the cultural bloodstream of the district will already be saturated with Enlightenment energy, with housing sovereignty, with a sense that the old order is fading and something new is rooting itself under their feet. And the crucial part is that I give those artists maximum freedom. I don't script it. I don't demand a brand style guide. I don't try to control what can't be controlled. The only rules are Enlightenment revivalism and the deep, undeniable right to a home. The unpredictability isn't a bug. It's the entire point. If I don't know exactly what's coming, neither will the opposition, the consultants, or even the most plugged-in supporters. The mystery, the sense of something larger than any one campaign is what creates the real momentum. This is the renaissance of reason in action. The American experiment was always about more than government. At its best, it was about unleashing the creative power of ordinary people, about reminding each person that dignity and reason belong to them as birthrights. By using campaign resources to patronize genuine Enlightenment-inspired art, we're reviving that core purpose. We're not selling a candidate. We're animating a culture, inviting people to inhabit an America worth believing in. Attrition, the endless war of all against all, is the trap of the Endarkenment. They want you busy, burned out, desperate for a little comfort or a little spectacle. The only way to win is to make them obsolete. To build a world so vibrant and magnetic that people walk away from the old game and never look back. That's the proper application of economy of force. Every move is intentional. Every dollar spent is an investment in inevitability, not just attention. The campaign becomes invisible not because it's absent, but because it's everywhere the eye can't quite focus. Until one day, suddenly, the field has shifted. The old guard is left swinging at shadows. That's how you win, before the first shot is fired. That's how you end an order without storming its gates. You build something so much better, so much more beautiful, that by the time anyone notices, the revolution is already here. And it's permanent. That's the invisible campaign. That's the renaissance of reason. And that's how economy of force turns the tides. Not with attrition, but with vision, patience, and the disciplined refusal to waste a single ounce of power, fighting a battle better left unfought.